Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Melee. We're back with another episode in round one of the singles tournament, and a very interesting one here today. It is, as you know, the call-out tournament. I don't know if we have a specific name for it. That's just what I'm calling it because, that it describes what it is pretty much. So we have, today we have Robert Castner going up against John Maher. Should be a very, very good match. Two guys obviously very familiar with each other. They're in the same faction. I believe they both managed each other before, so they're good friends facing off here thanks to a random wheel that Robert used to use his call out against John. Interesting strategy, one that not anyone else in this tournament, I believe, used. So we'll see if it pays off for him. But I think both these guys have proven to be very, very strong competitors in this league, and I'm very interested to see who comes out on this one because I think it should be pretty evenly matched and it should be a good one. So let's just start with pre-match interviews right now, starting with the actually the higher ranked competitor who chose to go first for interviews. Doesn't happen often. Whoops, there we go. Mr. Robert Castner, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I chose to go first because the person who I called out, which again, Dylan, I did do it randomly. But honestly, of the people who were left when I got in, I didn't want to play any of them. When I was told who it was, I was like, I don't want to play any of these people because I've either played them too much or I didn't want to give them the satisfaction. So I had John go second because I prefer the person who got called out, who's better on the mic than me, go second. That's why we're trying to produce a good show, I guess is the point.
Sounds good. All right. Well, best of luck to you. We will now bring in your opponent for this evening, Mr. John Maher. John, Robert singled you out. He called you out. He really wanted to play you, and so did Random Luck. How are you feeling?
Well, what I had heard was that he had hit a random wheel. So really, if anything goes wrong for either of us, we should just destroy Robert's phone. Is what should happen. I think that is the fairest thing. Please if you have insurance on it, I think we go for that. Chuck it after the match. But yeah, I mean, I like Robert. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I will say the same thing I said about Tony Durso and Will's match. Robert is less of a piece of shit than everybody else in this community, and I appreciate that.
Yay.
All right, very strong, very kind words from Mr. John Maher. We'll now get into round number one, which will work like this. It is the standard whiteboard round, 8 questions, 8 different categories of movie trivia. If you get all 8 questions right, you will be asked a bonus question, also worth 1 point. Each player has 3 repeats and 1 challenge to use for the entirety of the match. Any questions before we get started?
No. Horror show. This is going to be a horror show for me. Let's go.
All right, then we'll get started.
I don't feel good either. Let's go.
First question around number 1 will come in the category of the 2010s. Boyhood chronicles the life of a boy and his family over the course of how many years? This is a film that I really need to get around to watching. So I could join the heated argument of does it suck or does it really good? I don't know.
Is it good or is the magic trick
5, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to John first.
10 years?
And Robert?
I said 14 years.
You both shot around it. If you meet in the middle, it is actually 12 years.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That was the one Will watched for the link later and stuff. I didn't.
So then your next question will come in the category of war. What war film is about a woman named Jordan O'Neill who joins the U.S. Navy Special Warfare Group and is determined to prove her worth in a unit dominated by men? Quite a mouthful there.
I was very confident in that Boyhood question. I was like, yeah, this is the answer. I'm very shocked.
Close.
I hate that when that happens.
You'll never get it wrong again.
I won't.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Robert.
G.I. Jane.
And John?
G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane is correct. 1-1 as we get into your next category. Your next category is actors and actresses. Who appears in the films Alien, Repo Man, and Paris, Texas? Paris, Texas. A tricky one to include in a question when you're listing 3 movies, considering there's a comma in the middle of the title. So, at least I didn't waited for the end, so that makes it easier to pronounce. I have one more match to film after this, and then I'm finally done for the day. This is great. 5, 4, 3,
Repeat.
2. All right, that is John's first repeat. Your question again. Who appears in the films Alien, Repo Man, and Paris, Texas?
I hope the benefits are good for you, Dylan. My gosh, it's a lot of work to do on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's fine. I actually had the day off, so you know what? There are worse things I could be doing today, like hardcore drugs. I don't know. 5,
Jesus.
4,
Yeah.
3. That's why I play trivia. 2,
Turn.
1. Pens down. We'll go to John.
Yeah, the guy with 3 names. I forget.
And Robert.
Harry Dean Stanton.
That's it.
Harry Dean Stanton is correct. So that Robert takes the first lead 2-1. As we get into your next question in the category of Oscars. What film won Best Animated Feature at the most recent Oscars ceremony? The Oscars. That wonderful ceremony. I'm still campaigning for, MTV Movie Awards to join this league. That'd be wonderful. They have the same amount of prestige, in my opinion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're back over to Robert.
Boy and the Heron.
And John?
The Boy and the Heron.
Both are correct. So then
Pinocchio.
Your next question will come in the category of crime. Who plays Sonny Corleone in The Godfather? It's a well-known movie when we don't give a description of the character that we're asking a data question for. It's just, who plays this person?
When those come up and I have no idea, I feel like a piece of shit.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to John first.
James Caan.
And Robert?
James Caan.
Both are correct. So you don't have to feel like a piece of shit this time. Good job. Your next question will come in the category of classics. What U.S. city is Virgil Tibbs from in the Heat of the Night? It's always fun when you're asking a question about a movie that starts with the word in, and then you have to be like, in, it's double in. It's the worst. I hate it. 5, 4.
This conversation is
3,
over. This conversation
2.
is what? This conversation is over.
Pens down. We'll go over to Robert, I think.
Philadelphia.
And John?
I think you're right. New York.
Philadelphia is correct. So Robert widens the lead 5-3 as we now get into your next question in the category of directors. Who directed Speed? 3 words. Is the question.
This is good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I'm an idiot. I was not trying to give hints. We'll go over to John.
Didn't have an answer.
And Robert?
Jan de Bont.
Jan de Bont is correct. Also 3 words. I probably shouldn't have said anything there, but Robert found it funny. Your final question around number 1 will come in the category of romantic comedies. What is the name of the record store that Rob Gordon owns in High Fidelity?
Oh, man. I knew this one sometime.
I read this book and I don't even remember this.
Fucking A.
I didn't know this was based on a book.
What did I watch?
A Nick Hornsby novel.
Shit.
I watched this for Joan Cusack movies.
Hmm.
That's what I did.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're back over to Robert.
I didn't have anything. I wasn't going to waste the repeat.
And John?
Lost Tracks.
I like that. But actually, the correct answer is Championship Vinyl.
That's what it is. Fuck.
All right, so with that coming out of round number 1, I have the score at Robert in the lead 6-3. So we'll now get into round number 2, which is the wheel round. Each player will get the chance to spin the wheel, which will decide what category they will be answering questions in today. 5 questions, each worth 2 points apiece, unless they check down a multiple choice, in which case it'll be worth 1 point. If they don't like the category they spin first, they can spin a second time, but they must keep whatever category it lands on then. Categories on the wheel today are pre-2010 Vincent D'Onofrio, which is Robert's strength. God, I'm tripping over all my words. Recent release horror, which is John's strength, as well as 2010s sci-fi fantasy, comic book movies, horror, romantic comedies, and coming of age / teen. So, Robert, since you are in the lead, would you like to spin first or defer to John?
Everybody out there, take a guess who drafted the other categories. You probably won't if you don't have any background. I will defer to John.
All right. Then, John, this will be your first spin.
Wheels.
Unfortunately, on opponent's choice.
Huh.
Sweet.
You know, it's weird. I do not know what to do here. I didn't have a strategy. I didn't come in prepared. Awesome. You know what? We'll do coming of age teen.
All right. So then your first question in the category of coming of age / teen. What 80s teen film features supporting performances from Diane Wiest, John Lithgow, and Chris Penn?
I'll do multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, Footloose, B, Heathers, C, The Lost Boys, or D, Dirty Dancing.
A.
That's correct for 1 point. And your next question. In Holes, what is the nickname of Stanley's best friend at the camp who he teaches how to read?
I didn't know you had Holtzman writing for you. Let's see. I will take multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, Zigzag, B, Magnet, C, Zero, or D, Twitch.
Twitch.
That is unfortunately incorrect. Robert, for the 1 point steal, is it A, Zigzag, B, Magnet, C, Zero, or D, Twitch?
Zero.
That is correct for the 1 point steal. Your third question, John. Who plays Preston's secret crush, Amanda Beckett, in Can't Hardly Wait?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
That is correct for 2 points.
A movie from my childhood. All right, that's good. I was coming of age when that movie came out.
Your penultimate question in this category. What 2000s coming-of-age film ends with 2 of its main characters playing a game of tetherball?
I will do multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, Mean Girls, B, Bring It On, C, Juno, or D, Napoleon Dynamite.
Ooh. I got it narrowed down
5,
to 2.
4.
Let's say Juno.
It's unfortunately incorrect. Robert, for the 1 point steal, is it A, Mean Girls, B, Bring It On, C, Juno, or D, Napoleon Dynamite?
Most uplifting tetherball game you'll ever see in Napoleon Dynamite.
That is correct for the 1 point steal.
It's always the one I narrow it down against. That
Isn't it?
All right, so then your final question in this category. At the end of mid-90s, Sunburn ended up in the hospital after what happened to him?
multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, a car crash, B, drug overdose, C, alcohol poisoning, or D, animal attack.
I don't remember who Sunburn is. C.
Is unfortunately incorrect. Robert, for the 1 point steal, is it A, car crash, B, drug overdose, C, alcohol poisoning, or D, animal attack?
car crash?
That is correct for the 1 point steal.
Fucking yes.
All right, so then coming out of that round, I now have Robert in the lead 9-6. So we'll now bring back the wheel for what will be Robert's first spin. Once I bring the wheel back on screen, almost spun without it. Anyways.
Wow. Is that like spinning when you don't go through the categories first? Huh.
And then on the category of romantic comedies, do you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll risk it. Screw it. We'll spin again.
All right. Then this will be the category that you'll be stuck with. Just by a hair, you land on 2010s.
Honestly, John, I would have preferred the recent release horror. Frankly. So.
All right.
I wanted to test my metal.
Your first question in the category of the 2010s. What 2019 film features a supporting cast including Sydney Sweeney, Maya Hawke, Harley Quinn Smith, and Mikey Madison?
Yikes. Multiple.
All right. Your options are A, Booksmart, B, Good Boys, C, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, or D, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That is correct for 1 point.
I didn't know Sydney Sweeney was in that. Interesting.
Me neither. Yeah. Your next question. What punishment does Alan Turing receive instead of prison at the end of The Imitation Game?
Chemical castration.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. Who plays sperm donor Paul Hatfield in The Kids Are All Right?
Mark Ruffalo.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question here. What 2011 film depicts the making of Laurence Olivier's The Prince and the Showgirl?
I mean, I could guess, but I'll multiple it.
All right. Your options are A, Anonymous, B, We, just W.E. whatever, C, My Week with Marilyn, or D, Senna.
I'm going to take a full repeat question and options, please.
All right. Sounds good. That is your first repeat. Your question again. What 2011 film depicts the making of Laurence Olivier's The Prince and the Showgirl? Your options are A, Anonymous, B, We, C, My Week with Marilyn, or D, Senna.
I'll say Anonymous.
That is incorrect. John, for the 1 point steal, is it A, Anonymous, B, We, C, My Week with Marilyn, or D, Senna?
C.
That is correct for the 1 point
Oh,
steal.
shit. That was the one I thought it wasn't. Maybe that's what I should have used. Just guess.
All right, so then your final question in this category. Who directed 127 Hours?
Danny Boyle.
That is correct for 2 points. So then coming out of round number 2, I now have Robert in the lead 16-7 as we now get into round number 3, which will work like this. It is the pick your poison round. How it will work is like this. We will be going back and forth, drafting categories, starting with the player in the lead. Once a category is drafted, it cannot be drafted by your opponent. Once all categories are drafted, the player behind will answer questions until they take the lead, and you will choose which category and for what point value you'd like to take first, and we will go until there is a mathematical winner. The categories that they could choose from today are horror, fandom, recent releases, sports, mystery/thriller, crime, Oscars, and comic book movies. So we'll let them pick their categories now, and we will be right back. All right, we're back. The players have selected their categories. We will now start with John, since he has to make up some ground here. So what category would you like for your 1 pointer?
Mystery thriller.
Mystery thriller. All right. Your 1 point question in the category of mystery thriller. What is the name of the first sequel to 2017's Murder on the Orient Express? Five, four,
Repeat.
Right, that is your second repeat. Your question again. What is the name of the first sequel to 2017's Murder on the Orient Express? Sorry.
I'm gonna fuck up the title.
5, 4, 3.
A Haunting in Venice.
It's unfortunately incorrect. That was the second one we were looking for. Death on the Nile.
That's it. Yeah, I knew it was something on the Nile, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Oscars.
All right. So here's the situation we are now in. From here on out, John needs to hit all 3 of his remaining questions to stay in the game. So your 2-point question in the category of Oscars. What film did Al Pacino win his only Oscar for?
Scent of a Woman.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right. See, I can do this, people. Don't quit my fan club yet. Please contribute to the Patreon. Recent releases.
All right. Sounds good. So then your 3-point question in the category of recent releases. In Dune Part 2, what is the name? Sorry?
Good game, Robert.
In Dune Part 2, what is the name of the savior of the Freeman, which Paul takes on?
Dude. Atreides?
And your winner, Robert Castner. Unfortunately, we were looking for Lisan Al-Gaib, which is said a lot.
Whoever wrote that question, you'll get laid. Anyway.
All right, sounds good. Well,
Dylan, I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm sorry.
It wasn't me. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, definitely gonna get laid.
We'll go to post-match interviews, starting with our unfortunate second-place finisher, John Maher. John, I think just a bit of a rough round 2 spin. It seemed like Robert
It was a rough all 3 rounds. All 3 rounds were rough. I don't know. Like, not my day. Like, I'm not even like an excuse type of guy. I don't have an excuse. Like, it was just like there were a lot of questions. Like, I know. Like, how do I not know Harry Dean Stanton? Like, how do I not? Like, I'm like, it's a 3-word guy. I see his ugly face. Like, I know exactly who this dude is. He's in every goddamn movie, and I just forget his name. Like, I don't know if I'm like, I didn't hit my head earlier today. Something happened to me. Like, maybe somebody, I don't know, maybe Robert sent somebody to hit me with a blow dart. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I feel like I did not know anything today. It's really bad. It's extremely bad. I have no excuse. That's
fair. I think we've all felt that before, so we all know your pain. But when you do return, is there anyone in particular who you'd like to face? I still have a pretty solid record. So,
what's my record now?
I believe it is 7-6, if I'm not mistaken.
7-6.
Yeah, still a lot.
It's not. It used to be. I used to be somebody. I used to be somebody. 7-6. I don't even know who that puts me in contention with. Let's see. So that means somebody who's like 1-0 or 2-1 can play me. I don't know who's popping off at the mouth. Like who's like a rookie piece of shit that needs to be smacked. Whoever that is, if you're popping off at the mouth, you rookies, listen. Play me. I don't care who you are. Whoever's popping off at the mouth, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna put you in your goddamn place. And if you beat me, I'll just quit. How about that? That's what I'll do. That's what we're gonna do. So find me some cheap ass, punk ass rookie who needs to get their freaking underwear pulled up over the back of their fucking head, and I'm gonna do it.
All right, sounds good. We'll put you backstage for now. Thank you, John. We will bring in our first place finisher for this evening, Mr. Robert Castner. Robert, moving along from everything that just happened there, obviously a great performance from you, honestly. Like, I'm going from round 1. Obviously, you had a 3-point lead, and you're able to pick up on the steals. Also, a very smart, I think, strategic move in giving him coming of age. Honestly, I was expecting you to give him your strength, which we've seen happen a lot with this year, with people just giving their own strength to their opponents and having success there. You went for a different strategy, which I think was very smart because John's a very good studier, and it paid off. And overall, yeah, just a very strong performance from you. So how are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. Honestly, I did not expect it to go this way at all. I was nervous when the wheel chose John because John has such an esoteric means of how he puts together things. I mean, he put together a strength that a team decided to use all the way through the team tournament and fucked me like hard. And that's just the kind of guy he is. And yeah, Dylan, that was exactly the point. When we talked about, because we're in the faction and we talked about what our strengths were going to be, he was like, cool, I get to watch Full Metal Jacket again. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, because you're going to watch that and a bunch of other stuff. So I was just nervous about that. What I'm happy about with this match is that I didn't get my strength. That, like, through last year, the wheel was very kind to me. That's how I got to, like, the title match, honestly. Let's be clear. Opponents and spinner's choice happened. Now, granted, we had opponent's choice today. So that was fortunate. But I was happy to do it in just a general category. I felt pretty good. And I felt pretty good about his coming of age strength, too. And while I feel bad about being John, let's be honest. The episode's much better with John on the second place end, because that rant was incredible. And I don't think I would have been able to match it close. And I think his winner's speech would have paled in comparison. So I think we ended up where we needed to for the sake of the show, honestly. Let's be clear.
All right, sounds good. Well, obviously, this is usually the part where I ask you who you'd want to play next. But also, this is a bit of I'm still going to kind of ask you that. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird tournament, though, where you get to actually choose who you want to play next. So obviously, you're not making the decision right now. But any hints as to someone who maybe you'd want to face down the line if you think they'll make it to round 2? But thoughts?
I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do the wheel strategy again. I don't want to cannibalize our faction is the point. This was stupid. I hated that I did this. I shouldn't have done it. It was a bad call on my part. So I don't know. I know that there was an article that came out a while ago about playing for the cycle. And I know Koho's like this close. He has to get to the singles in Melee to get it. And I don't want to give him that satisfaction. So I would like to play him so I can take that from him, because I would like to be the person who does that. I'm a lot farther away than he is. We need to stomp that out as soon as possible. And I started like 3 or 4 years later than him. So is that really an accomplishment? I don't know. But the point is that I don't want him to have it.
All right, sounds good. I like the call out. We'll put you backstage for now. Great game today. And I will finish this thing out like I always do. Yeah, great match. Great performance from Robert. Very strong strategic performance, I think, from him and what he gave him in opponent's choice. And just really great all around. John will be back. He'll be back. I mean, obviously, we've seen what he can do. Like, he's made it to finals of tournaments before. He's made it he's beaten some very strong competitors. He beat Cameron freaking Redshaw, for Christ's sakes. The dude is obviously a great competitor. I don't think his performance today is really indicative of everything that he can do. So I think I'm very excited to see what both competitors do from here, or where they go from here. But yeah, this was a great match. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to the writers, players, managers, showrunners, everyone. Yada yada. Everyone who helps make this match, makes this makes this channel what it is, makes this show what it is. Fuck it. And outro. I'm done.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
You've been taken.
Goodbye.